So this time, first I was very high.
Yes.
Now I'm high.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Tourist and the Tour Guide. I'm your host, Brooklyn Valenzuela. And with me, the one, the only, Luis Valenzuela.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
And Denali Riggs Murmur Valenzuela Cheesecake Bill.
That is you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today I cannot say if you were on the bus with me on a tour or on a transfer, because today was my off day.
Off day. So
Off
that
day.
was the day he was with me.
Yes. We did a lot today.
A lot.
Yes, indeed.
Alrighty.
But first,
But first,
I heard that you have a reversal quiz type thing going on here.
yes, we're testing your knowledge today
Okay.
on real estate
Hmm.
prices in Aruba,
Wow.
specifically in the area where we live,
Mm-hmm.
Paradera.
Paradera.
So today I have this property for you,
Okay.
and you're gonna get the pictures,
Yes.
and you're gonna have to tell me what the price of this property is. And if you're at home watching, you can also follow along and guess how much you think this property is worth. If you don't know the area, that might be a little bit harder, but he knows the area very well. We live here,
Yes.
so he should know about how much this property costs. But we shall see.
Hopefully, it's the first time doing this on camera. We have done this off camera. But as all skateboarders know, anytime you want to show somebody a trick or somebody comes up with a camera and wants to record it, we fail. So I don't know how I'm going to do with this. Let's go.
All right. First picture.
Mm-hmm. Pretty. Ish. Not my style, I gotta say.
No, but it's massive for a house here.
Let me see the picture, the aerial, the drone shot. Drones just made it to the island. If you've seen our previous episode, we talked about shipping and Amazon and shipping things in general to the island. It takes a long time. So drones just made it to Aruba. So everybody's using drones, which is fine. It's fine.
So, would you
tell
like
me.
some information?
I want some information. Please.
This is a 4-bedroom, exquisite villa with pool and guest apartment in Paradera. 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 1/2 bathroom. The lot size is 694 meters squared,
Mm-hmm.
and the built-up area is 228 meters squared. It is lease. The 580 meters squared is lease land, and 114 meters is property land. So that's kind of interesting. That's not usual. Usually you get either a property is on property land or a property is on long lease land. And we could talk a little bit more about long lease land later, but it's very common on the island, but usually that brings down the price of a property a little bit more.
The half bathroom is apart from the 4 bathroom,
I believe so. That's how it's listed.
so it's 4.5.
Yes.
Or is the wording
So this
kinda
is an
deceiving?
important part. So see this door here?
Yes. Okay.
Just wait. This is a very unique house.
Okay. It has a indoor terrarium.
Like,
What?
it was.
What?
This is why I thought that this was definitely an Airbnb
Yeah.
before, because it's not something that you're just like, oh, I want to build this in the house that I live in. Like, this
Mhm.
is a tourist attraction kind
Yeah.
of drawing in kind of thing.
Which is what's happening lately.
So, as you can see in the picture that he put on there for you, there is a fountain in the middle of this house. With, it looks like pothos plants growing all around it. Not sure why this would be super necessary, but I mean, it's cool.
It's unique.
It's definitely unique. Do you want to go back to any of the pictures?
That was
Before?
the last one?
No. You want to keep going for it?
No, keep going. Yeah.
Okay. Like, very interesting.
I think we've seen that. What do you call it? Fountain at
Flora?
Flora. Yeah.
I thought it was Flora. They do have your initials right here.
LV. Wow, it's meant to be.
I mean,
It is kind of weird enough that
we would have it.
would have it.
It is interesting. And there is a puppy.
The thing is, I would.
There is a puppy in the picture.
That
He's a good boy, he's a
makes-
good boy, he's a good boy.
Yeah,
Or
comes with
girl.
the house.
I mean, maybe. You never
Maybe.
know in Aruba.
That's true. I think I would have that in the middle of the house, like a terrarium type thing, but instead of the fountain, I would have like a square, like pot where the plants are, like a big tree in the middle, but the edges are skatable, so you can grind it with a skateboard.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And to both sides of that, like a quarter pipe.
This bathroom has a jetted tub.
Of course.
They have to go. Jetted tubs are,
You don't like them?
they just can't get clean.
Oh, why?
Because the water goes in there and it gets dirty and you
Okay.
can never really get the pipes clean.
It's like
Horror
the
stories of jetted tubs.
soda fountains
Yeah.
with syrup that they actually put in there. It's disgusting.
So gross.
But it's delicious nonetheless. This is a very unique house.
Isn't it? I had to pick this one for the first one because it's just, I haven't seen anything like this.
This reminds me of, Zorro?
Yeah.
Like the old
I was about to
timey.
say it kind of reminds me of like a
Spanish,
movie
yeah.
or like, it's not something you would just see somebody, oh, I just live here. Like, it's very unique.
This was built to make it into an Airbnb, or it was
Renovated to make it
renovated to be an Airbnb, and somebody wanted it to be an Airbnb, and they couldn't handle the
upkeep.
and the fact that we are filled with Airbnb, so the market is pretty,
Yeah, so Perdera is a little bit
Mm.
farther from the beach.
Yeah.
So I can see this being like, oh, it's a really cool property, but it's not as close as some people want to be to the beach. So That being said, it's only like a 10-minute, 15-minute drive.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is supposed to be a quiz.
Yes. Do you have a guess?
This is
I think this is the guest house.
Yeah. And a bar.
With like a whole like Pepsi fridge.
I would say I'm gonna start at 980,000
$980,000
US.
Oh wow. I will say so we usually go back and forth a little bit. And I will tell him if he's too high or too low.
Yes.
In this case, I know this was a difficult house to like get the idea of. But
yes.
You are quite high.
Quite high. Wow. I'm impressed already. What?
You want to buy it?
Yes. 680,000 US dollars.
You are high.
No way. No. What?
I will give you the idea that they already reduced the price of this.
They what?
They already reduced the price of this. So it may have been listed closer to that before, but it has been reduced.
Okay. So this time, first I was very high.
Yes.
Now I'm high.
Yes. I could give more detail, but
$599 US.
You are very, very close.
590.
589 892.
Why?
Because I don't know why.
They need to pay the real estate agent.
Yeah, but it's a really weird number even in Florence.
1,050,000
and 8.
And 8?
Like, why? Neither one of them are like round numbers. It's an interesting number to settle
Interesting number. Interesting price.
It was built in 1999. I think what really brings down the price of this property, which is what you like kind of maybe missed, was the long lease land.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so had this been property land, I think you would be spot on. But the fact that it's mostly long lease land brings down the price of the property immensely here.
Yeah. So long lease is kind of like you never own the land and you gotta pay yearly. And yeah, you never own it. You own what's on it. But it had a section that was Eigendom, which is the one that you own. How does that work? Which part of the house?
I have no idea. I honestly think it might be the guest house. I think maybe they bought...
Just that spot?
Well, it's so small. Like, they said... Where is it? Yeah, so land size.
I know that
600?
real estate agent, by the way.
You do?
No.
Oh. It's not that weird for you to know people. Okay, so you have 694 meters squared of land size. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So the whole land is that much.
Okay.
580 meters squared is long lease.
Okay. And
Only
100.
114 meters squared is
I have
property land.
never seen that. I don't know how common it is, but I have never seen that.
I've never seen it either. When I was looking, I was like, how is that possible? I want to go to the last.
Maybe when they to the side, because to the side there's a lot of trees, so like an empty lot. Maybe they had the long lease land,
And then they
and
bought
then they
another property.
made it a little bit bigger, and that one happened to be.
Let's look at the aerial shot.
It's a nice house though.
It is a nice house.
Not my style. It's too
maybe-
much going on.
Maybe they bought this because, if you see this line,
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that
it's
makes
like
sense.
this line, and then he made a pool back here. I don't know.
The pool is half and half.
But you see how this is open?
Yeah. So when it rains, it.
I know. Is that a problem?
I don't know. I mean,
With how flooded it got that last really bad rain? I'm wondering if it
Like,
would
if you
flood
don't
your
have
house,
if you don't have a sunroof, that is a problem. They could be a problem, I guess.
I guess when you think of it's we
Maybe
talked
that's
about
why
in
it's so inexpensive.
it's like we talked about in one of the last episodes.
Uh-huh.
It's always perfect weather in Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
might not be
No, it's.
the smartest thing. It seems very gimmicky.
It is very, very gimmicky, yeah. It's very Airbnb.
Yeah. So
Which is happening a lot here on the island, and right away, Airbnb type places by themselves, they get old pretty fast, because it's just you go to a hotel and you get these live, laugh, love, or whatever, that type of vibe. And
that is what you get
there
here.
is a Buddha over here, and then on the other side, a cross, and then there's a voodoo doll over here. They want to do everything, and
they're trying to make everybody happy.
yeah, and that is for a few days. If you go to a hotel, you don't care, but it gets very old very fast. That type of, and now I think this whole house is that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they renovated it to be that, or they made it that way I don't think they made it that way originally because it wasn't built in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So that's too old
Mm-hmm.
for Airbnb. But
And it doesn't have enough room for us to make skate ramps,
no.
and
It's definitely
The
not
show.
our type of property. We don't really need a pool.
we have a jacuzzi.
We have a jacuzzi. We don't really want that big of a house.
No,
That
we
it's
want a
too
lot
much,
of land.
Yeah, we want more land than house.
Yeah,
This is too much house for us.
it's a lot happening.
I think it's a fairly good price if somebody wants a big,
That is a
big house.
Very good price
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What?
Um
That's insane.
I don't know how the solar panels play into that. If they were leased or you have to pay for them
Yeah.
on top of it. So that might be another charge or something. Long lease definitely.
I mean, it does help with the if it's
Electricity,
included,
yeah.
If it's included on the price and it's yours.
Yeah.
But then again, you gotta deal with the upkeep
Yeah,
because they
they break
need
a lot.
maintenance. So yeah, you gotta think about. Dude, this reminded me of what was that show on cable that they renovated people's homes? and
Yeah,
they create like
extreme makeover.
massive things,
Extreme makeover.
and you know the
They're like,
problem.
we're just gonna put this terrarium in the middle of your house because you said you liked plants. I
With
just wanted a
live
few
Komodo
hanging
dragons.
plants. Like, why did you put a live like?
Is that an alligator? It's a real alligator. Dude, but
Like you mentioned that you like tree houses. Like you went to a tree house once, and you always wanted one as a kid. So I made your whole room a tree house.
we're
you have
moving
to sleep,
you to.
You have to sleep in this net every night. They're like
That's insane.
stupid.
But the people had major problems with the upkeep. Some people lost their homes because they couldn't.
Yeah, because the
There's a lot of payment.
because of all the
maintenance.
electricity that it was horrible.
This kind of reminds me to that. It is a nice home for having it as a picture.
Yeah. Like
Or it
Or
is a
rent-
great home to tell your friends to buy it and then visit them.
yes. Yes.
Ask them to stay for like a weekend. Can I house it? That's it.
I don't actually want to take care of this house. I just want somebody to own it that I can come.
Yeah. No,
visit
you
the
buy
house.
it. It's a good buy.
It's a good buy. Why don't you buy it? I
No,
don't really want
it. It comes with a dog. I can dox it.
You're gonna need somebody to take care of your dog. So we'll tell my parents to buy it.
No, we can do that to your parents. I'm wearing the shirt that your dad gave me. Father-in-law.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a very good price. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I like the trees and everything. I do think it's kind of like a little villa and everything.
Do you think people actually like that? Do you
I
think that
personally-
somebody would buy this to actually live in? Or is this just an investment to make it into an Airbnb?
I don't even know if you need to make it into an Airbnb.
How
I
do you
think
mean?
you could have rented out here.
Long term?
I personally lean against Airbnb because of upkeep. It's like a job.
Yeah.
And I think it's just not worth it.
We wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
No. But I mean, people are going crazy for that nowadays. Dude, even when we once in a while watch YouTube videos, especially the ones from Maddie, that she teaches us how to work out
And how to
And
clean our house.
how to clean our house. Today we cleaned like,
We got inspired by Maddie. We just had to
Yeah.
clean.
so check her out, her channel. What is it?
Madison Bowers.
Exactly. And what was I saying? I completely forgot. This is too strong of a water. I was talking about
Airbnb. How everybody went crazy for it. And then...
oh yeah, everybody's going crazy for Airbnbs to a point that the
Government.
no the so the ads on YouTube, like the local ones,
Shout
the
out
furniture
Airbnb.
stores and furniture stores mostly, they actually say, oh, turn your house into an Airbnb. Like, everybody wants to do that. The thing is, people calm down, because it's such a small island. The bank is gonna give you a loan for that, because they know that the market is so saturated. Dude, you know how hard it's gonna be to get people to stay at your Airbnb?
just with the amount of hotels we have here alone.
And
Is
everybody's doing an Airbnb. Like, there's a point that, dude, like, how many people are you gonna get per month? Like, will you have daily people there with so many options? It's almost impossible, right?
That's
so
why
you
I
will
say,
not
like,
be able to pay the mortgage, pay the anything.
that's what I said.
So
That's why I
think
was
about
saying is like, I think you could actually get more for this place if you rented it out to locals. If
Yeah.
you get the right person. I'm not saying that
The
they would make
nature.
I'm not saying they would make a profit on this
Mm-hmm.
renting it out either.
Yeah.
I don't
But
don't really think you would.
But that was the question, though. Would you live long term there?
No.
I think it's so. It's a very nice
it's just
place.
opposite of what I would want.
Exactly, because it is
It's all house.
Airbnb.
But
it is Airbnb vibe.
it's all house as well. So like, let's say we're there with our family. I can't have a garden anywhere. There's no ground. It's all tile everywhere. The whole place is tile. The only places that there's ground is flooded with trees. So you could maybe put something here.
Yeah.
That's the only spot you can have a garden. Skate park. Like
I
you
would drain
have
the pool.
I mean, at
But the
that
pool
point,
is probably built in such a way that it's not really a bowl. So
it
you
doesn't
cannot
look like a
skate
bowl. It's more of a bean. And so nothing would really work for our situation.
Where are we gonna put the ducks?
I know. If we get ducks,
We
there's
want
no
ducks.
like land for anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it.
I understand like this vibe. And this vibe is somebody from Florida. This is like based off of like a Floridian house. Because like they focus on the pool. Very like they want their house to always look good kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's this kind of, and we're not those kind of people. We're like project people that want to always be doing something and our house
and
kind of be a
building
mess all the time.
Yeah.
This was a much longer conversation than I was expecting to have about this house.
Me too.
But it does have a lot of like things behind it where you're like, ugh, I don't know.
I think this is a very, very good investment for
Would you Airbnb it?
Airbnb.
Sorry, would you Airbnb it?
I don't care for that. I have no
If you were an Airbnb person.
Yes, immediately.
Okay.
If I was in that if I enjoyed doing that, the price, right away I would buy it. That's crazy. That's crazy money.
What I would do, I would
Crazy
buy it,
low money.
run promos on Airbnb
Mm-hmm.
for like 30% off for the first few weeks that you do it,
Yeah.
to get as many people in there and getting reviews. Really good reviews. You have to make sure like nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Anything goes wrong, you're kind of screwed.
That reminded me of some other people that wanted to make a certain house into an Airbnb.
Got. Yeah. So.
But then again, wait. So it's a very difficult thing to decide, though, because if I was an Airbnb person, that I'm in that business, or I want to go into that business, this house for this price immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I remember how saturated it's getting with Airbnbs. And then I'm like, it's a good house, it's a good price, but am I gonna make that money back?
I am curious on how much it is in that area.
Does it have a map? Where specifically in Paradera is it? These dogs are gone. What time is it?
They're very sleepy today. All right. So,
So happy together. You could make it into a small boutique
yes.
hotel type thing. I don't know. I'm not into. I think it's a lot of work to get enough people on a monthly basis.
There's only really one in Paradera.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does it include a car?
exactly. Everything
I think
is
anything
like,
in Paradera would have to include a car, a rental.
it's 775 for 2 nights. So that's 775 for 2 nights. Almost 400 a night. I don't think it's worth it. Cuz you're just not going to have the consistency you need.
No.
And
You mean the house is not worth it?
yeah. If you're solely buying it
too
for that,
much
if you were
work.
like gonna live out of it and then rent it out when you're not here or something, but then you need to have a manager that manages the property when you're not here, and so you're paying for that. It's a complicated thing, I gotta say. It's just complicated.
Yep. Like a Facebook relationship.
Yes. Anyways.
But I
That's-
mean, if you're into Airbnb, if that's your thing, man,
Maybe this is the property
a
for you.
woman. Maybe this is what?
I said maybe this is the property for you.
Maybe it is, yeah.
If you have $590,000
I
laying
honestly
around.
admire anybody who can actually handle the amount of work. Not really.
I just don't. I don't think people really realize how much work goes into it, Airbnb, because I think it was so framed on YouTube as passive income.
Yeah.
Oh, get an Airbnb. It's passive income. It's passive. It's passive. You're doing laundry. You're paying for anything that they break. You're
Dude, even just the passive one that is just sitting there and trying to get the pictures out there is already an insane amount of work.
you're cleaning after every stay. Like it. And if something goes wrong, you have to be on call the entire time somebody's there. So you're just like literally like sitting to your phone, waiting for people to say, "Oh, the fire alarm is beeping." I saw one the other day that somebody said they wanted their money back from this Airbnb because the fire alarm was beeping all night.
Oh.
But they'd never called the host.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you want it fixed, I would have just fixed. It's a battery. You can't get your whole. You can't get all the money back from a battery. You know, like.
Yeah. I was about to say I would just take the battery out. I would.
Oh yeah.
disconnect it.
I probably would have done that too.
But don't do it.
No,
Because it's
that's
against the law.
That's not.
Is it against the law? I
Yeah.
don't know. Dude, in Aruba, you don't even have to have.
Well, our place doesn't have any, so.
But I think if you have to have one at an Airbnb.
In the state.
Like I think here. I think
I think
if you,
Airbnb regulates. it.
Yeah,
Not
I think
like
there's the how do you call those guys? Fire department has to come in.
I
make sure
actually
that
think
that's
I heard
another thing
something-
that
yeah,
you know.
I know. I heard something the other day on Facebook here
Mm-hmm.
that Aruba is going to start regulating Airbnbs. So they're not going to let people get as many, list as many Airbnbs anymore because it's oversaturated.
It is.
And so I don't exactly know, the whole details behind it, but I heard that it's going to be something that...
It is. And listen, it's raising the prices for rent. Everybody's going crazy and asking for 3,000 for a small house. Come on, stop it.
In nowhere. Not even close to a beach or anything. You're in the middle of nowhere. It's not not that you're not ever far from a beach, but
yeah, but still 3,000.
They're way overreaching.
People are going
when people don't have the money here. So if you're trying to get a tenant, and when I say tenant, not an Airbnb tenant, an actual tenant that is here for a year or more, people are charging exorbitant amounts of money for not even nice properties. The last one we were at, she wanted to be an Airbnb, you know it.
Yeah.
It was a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and we were paying 2,500 florins.
Mm-hmm.
So 1,500.
Somewhere.
$1,500
Yeah.
about.
And I know many times guests on a tour ask me how much rent is and blah blah, and I tell them 1,200, 1,500 US. Oh, that's nothing compared to some places in the States, different states. Aruba, the minimum wage is $1,000. That's it. So if you're
saying 1,500 for rent, they can't afford rent.
You can't afford rent. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway, this is gone
too political.
Too political. Too far.
All right, I don't think we need to talk about anything else. We had some filler topics, but we're going to have to save them for another episode.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in our quiz.
Did I do good?
I think you did very well.
How many tries did I? 4?
3.
Oh, thanks, though.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
I hope you will come back again, and we'll play this again sometime.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we find another interesting property that can start a fun conversation.
Yes. Thanks for watching. If you've ever been on the bus, on a tour, or on a transfer, hello. As always, I miss you. Come back.
Come visit again.
And if you like this is Tourist and the Tour Guide. We talk about random things about Aruba. And we play little fun quizzes. So you learn about Papiamento, the native language, Aruba, the history and stories. And today, for example, we learned about real estate and the prices that are happening on this island. If you like games in general, there's Tourist versus the Tour Guide, which is where we played against each other.
And where you can play against him.
Me.
And if you would like to participate in that, if you're coming to the island and you want to try your best to beat him,
please,
you can head to
Aruba, TNTG.com. That is Aruba, TNTG.com.
You can win various different prizes. We might get you a dinner. You might get percentages off, depending on if you get everything correct and if you can beat him. So if you would like to participate, you go to Aruba, TNTG.com, and fill out the form. And we'll let you know if you get the opportunity to be one of the first participants on tourist versus the tour guide.
Exactly. You can even win one of these dogs.
No, those ones are not for sale.
No, they're for free.
No. Thanks, love.
Oh no, thanks you.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.